distinguished viewers, my name is Ella Hughes, and you're welcome to another exciting episode on UNRAVEL. Right beside me is a young, vibrant man who is raising the bars of excellence in the cyberspace and having the time of his life. You'll be meeting him shortly, but we'll take a short break, and when we return, more on UNRAVEL. Don't go anywhere. Hello, how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you.
Okay, can you introduce yourself to us, please?
My name is Raphael Inusa, and I'm CEO of Prime Creative, and I work as a product design executive for Schematic Blue Energy, and I'm also a core member of the AI6, which is Artificial Intelligence Saturdays. It's a community that trains individuals to become better artificial intelligence engineers.
All right, so what does all this entail?
Basically, my entire career path is basically split into two, which has to do with design and development. When I mean development, I mean IT. And talking about the artificial intelligence is something that I'm really passionate about, and something I really love because of its effect, the effect that it's going to create for the communities and what it's doing around the world. And I got into it through the same community, and I've grown to be a core member there, and that's basically it. But as a company, Prime Creative, we just started about 2 years ago, and we're growing, working with small and medium scale businesses to help them scale, and using design as a tool to drive revenue.
Fantastic. Anyway, before we go in further, you look like a geek, and you are a geek. Great rhyme scheme, right? So what inspires these geeky attributes that you exhibit?
I'm an introvert.
Oh.
So basically, I love staying indoors, and staying indoors, I don't watch much televisions, and I don't watch movies as much. So basically what I do is read. I read, do a lot of research, and in fact my whole life revolves around my system, my phone, and books.
Do you have siblings who are introverted or extroverted?
I have an elder brother. I don't know what to call him. I think he's an extrovert.
Okay.
So but I have a twin brother. I'm a twin. So he's doing his master's in economics, and he's also doing his ICANN. And he's in between. He's both an introvert and an extrovert.
So I hope you make time to socialize and stuff. You don't?
When you mean socializing, it's actually relative. So I socialize, I go out, I go for conferences, I go out for business meetings, and if that's what you call socializing, then I think I socialize.
Okay, fantastic. So it's time to dig deep and unravel the juice. You longed to become a medical doctor, but you were offered admission at the university to study into science, biology, education, and you switched to animal environmental biology. And then you graduated without, knowledge of applying all that you studied. Like, walk us through this plot twist, because, I'm in shock.
Right from when I was a child, medicine has always been what I wanted to do. Like, I couldn't see anything different from being a medical doctor. My mom used to tell me, doctor. I wouldn't say I was very intelligent, but I was intelligent. Okay. And everybody was like, this one is a doctor already. But given the educational system we run in this country, I applied to study medicine in University of Benin, and I scored a little bit above the cutoff mark at that time, and I felt so happy when my JAM result came out and posted me. I was like, medicine. Then it got to the point where we had to check what course you're giving, and I saw something I've never seen in my life before, because prior to that time, I've never heard anything about inter-science. I knew inter-science. The last time I did inter-science was when I was in primary, junior secondary school. And going on to university, I was seeing inter-science education. I was shocked at first.
while in the university, were you still doing researches on innovation, witty inventions, and all of that?
Yeah, in fact, I studied, I had more books on innovation than even textbooks.
Amazing.
So it was crazy. I could remember my roommate walking up to me one day and saying, Ralph, what are you doing? Won't you read your
animal environmental biology?
Just leave that alone. Like, this is what I want to do.
How did you launch your startup company?
I remember coming back, living in Benin.
Okay, when was this? Which year?
Early 2016.
Okay.
So I left Benin, and I've been used to Benin. That's where I spent a couple of years. And coming back to Abuja, I didn't know about the startup environment. All I knew was that I want to do something that's going to make a change, something that's going to disrupt. My goal was to build a startup that is disruptive.
Okay.
At that point in time, I came back. The first thing I did a lot of research. I can remember spending 2016 about 3 to 4 months, no sleep. So I was reading, writing, be able to know, okay, what's this Disney market? How do I enter it? What innovation, what product do we create and stuff like that? And I had theoretical knowledge about technology, but I didn't have something that was practical. I wasn't able to code, I was able to do some certain things. So I said to myself, okay, I've been trained before in terms of marketing and stuff like that. I said, okay, start this company, I'll focus on the marketing aspect of it. I just have to convince people to join me on this, programmers and developers.
Yeah.
And actually did that. We started off, I was the only one who started off, but a few months down the line, we became like 5.
Okay.
So the company then was Pupa.
Okay.
But along the line, we had to change it to Access Technologies, something that reflects what it's all about. And I registered the company. And the moment of starting, there's always this vibrant energy. So trust me, there's no way I didn't go to. My mind was, I want this to succeed, and I went. Our target market then were mainly hospitals and hotels.
Okay.
And I was doing the market. In fact, the funny part about it was this: we had timelines, and I had a role. I was the CEO and also the marketing officer, because we actually bootstrapped.
Okay.
Most of the money that was being used to run the company were my own cash, and so we had several steps. We did our first MVP, which was not able to launch out, and along the line, before we could launch out the product, the company crashed. So, the company, that phase of the company, something happened and a lot happened. Looking back now, and I could see some of the mistakes we made. So because it was a very painful stuff, but I'm glad because I learned a lot.
You learned from it,
because
absolutely.
I was able to build it myself, and those lessons I was able to apply to so many places.
All right, so we realized that you own an NGO as well. So
yes.
Tell us about your NGO. What's the name of it?
Tetras Medics.
Okay, what's it about?
It's a healthcare NGO.
Okay.
So I'm actually a co-founder. I'm not a doctor, like I said,
okay.
But like I said earlier, I've always wanted to be a doctor, to do something in the healthcare space and stuff like that. So I met this amazing lady, and she's a doctor, and she had so much passion about helping the indigent and marginalized. Her name is Egwono Owen. So at that point in time, I was getting grounded in the technological aspect. So we were like, oh, okay, you don't know about the technology. I don't know about the medical aspect. Why don't we just combine this and form something that is revolutionary? And we did. At the point in time, we treated about over 800 persons for malaria, and we established a clinic at New a new coaching guru, IDP camp.
Okay.
And we had a partnership with the German embassy. I think they were able to fund about 2 million or something there about for us to establish the clinic. And in fact, we are still operating, and we had a partnership with FEMA. We did some work also with the AMAC chairman, and back then, my vision basically was the dilapidated state of the healthcare system
in Nigeria,
and how do we revolutionize it without even involving private hospitals and involving major stakeholders. So we come up with something which was Care Trust Medics, that is the tagline, which is transforming healthcare.
Okay.
So we're actually developing the product right now.
Oh.
I can't say much about it though.
Until you launch it.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a grand launch this
It's
time
going to be a
around.
grand launch.
To the emotional part right now, what have been your weaknesses? What have been your challenges so far?
I'm a very emotional person, so I find it very difficult to take disappointment. It was very heartbreaking for me when someone started. You go to meet these people, you tell them about, because you have an amazing product, or you have a product you feel that is so amazing, and you try to communicate that same thing to probably a client or stuff, and they're like, they're not getting the vibe. Sometimes I just go home, I'm like, God, what do I do? So I'm like, what am I doing? Should I get a job? What should I do? But I thank God for the kind of friends I have around me and the kind of people I surround myself with. So they've been a huge motivational factor, and they play a huge part of my success stories. And seeing people, mentors, saying things like, "Oh, Ralph, don't worry, you can do this. Just keep on going." And it makes me.
Absolutely, but I feel that the older people who are accomplished to a certain extent should invest in the younger generation, which I think poses a serious problem right now.
Yes.
Most of them don't have the younger generation in mind.
Exactly. A lot of people. I know people who are doing amazing things.
Absolutely.
I worked with some group of individuals, and they created this product called Naira Manager.
Okay.
And trust me, it helps small businesses. They call it the Small Business Companion. They're doing amazingly well, but yet being able to leave that bootstrapping stage and get investment. And a lot of people are not interested because of the culture of Nigeria. It's very hard. Like let's even give it for people. Let's look at the infrastructures. Apart from just recently, how many banks back then were investing in startups? One. It was something that was very risky compared to the Western part. I was telling someone, I was like, listen, I love Mark Zuckerberg. I love what he has achieved. I love Page, founders of Google. I love all these huge tech guys that we want to be like. But the truth is, coming down to Africa, if they were in our own shoes, they can't do that.
Yeah, because they don't have the support.
Yes, we don't have. There's no support system. Mark Zuckerberg ran Facebook for 7 years without profit. You can't do that. You can't tell any reasonable company or investor, it's in the next 7 years, we'll start making profit. They will look at you and like, why don't you go to traditional businesses like selling, buying and selling? Because I think Nigeria has this pseudo entrepreneurship, pseudo entrepreneurship system where people are only entrepreneurs because of the constraints in the system. So you can't get a job, you move into buying and selling. You can't do this and you start tagging yourself an entrepreneur. But when you look at the etymology of what it means to be an entrepreneur, the word was actually coined from the fact that these are people who disrupt the norm. Mm-hmm. So if the market is going in a linear direction, there are certain people who come and change the direction of the market. Those are actually entrepreneurs, and this is what people like Facebook have done, what people like Google have done, and still a lot of Nigerians doing that.
What are your final words to anyone who is watching this?
My final words is don't be afraid to fail. Most of my breakthroughs came from a lot of the failures I had, and don't be afraid to start. So, and also you have to be passionate about learning, and you have to do your research. And that's it. Learn.
That's it. So do your research. Don't be afraid to fail. And what else?
Be passionate about learning.
Be passionate about learning. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you the best in all your endeavors.
Thank you very much.